Thank you all so much for coming, and welcome to our graduation ceremony for Garangi, Ani, and Ganesham. I'm going to try my best tonight. This is actually very difficult. Yes, thank you. I'm just so happy to have you guys all here. I had a whole thing prepared. I don't know if I can speak very well today. I'm trying my best. If you see me looking at the ceiling, I'm trying my hardest not to cry. Thank you. We always feel like Sharanagati is such an amazing place because there's always that saying that like it takes a village to raise a child, and really, where do you find that in this world? It just doesn't exist anymore. And what a precious thing that is to give a child, having the love of not only the parents but the grandparents or the extended family, but also the whole community. And this is even more amazing and special because not only are we a village raising our children, but we're a village of Vaishnavas. Can you imagine the benefit these children get, having all of your association, having all of your investment into them? This is something that just doesn't exist anywhere, probably within many, many worlds. So I'm just so appreciative to all of you. We have things like Uttama giving and Partha Prabhu giving Bhagavad Gita classes to our young teenagers. We have Girija doing Didi classes with the younger ones. We have Damodar doing reading nights, Katie doing Mridanga. These are all just wonderful Vaishnav things that we're able to offer our children, as well, of course, as your wonderful example of going to the temple and being a devotee and making that your dedication. These are the examples that our children are getting because of your contribution. And so, as a teacher, it's such a relief to know that there's other people who are actually investing so much in our children. And as a parent, I can't say how much how much that means to me. So thank you all so much for being here and so much for being a part of my child's life. Thank you. So for this event today, we have a few speeches coming up by past teachers, present teachers, and of course well-wishers. So then after the speeches, we'll continue on with the rest of it, but I won't go through the whole schedule so much because I don't know exactly if we'll follow exactly how it goes. So I'd like to ask Hari Leela if she can come up. She's actually the first teacher beyond all me and Car's presence at the school, and she's been such a continuous help to us. We're so honored to have you up here, Hari Leela.
I'm okay for now. I am, yeah. No, but take a shift, yeah? Yeah. Judy said they merged all three snakes into one.
I can remember Jai being in my class. Anyway, I wanted to just say welcome to the parents, to the teacher. You see so many graduates of Govardhan Academy here, married with kids, not married, and you all come back to celebrate this graduation of Ganesham, Ani, and Garangi. I think it's wonderful.
Speak into the microphone.
Come a little closer, Hari Leela.
Oh, okay. I don't usually use microphones. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So welcome parents, teachers, students, and friends. And more importantly, the graduating students, Ganesham, Ani, and Garangi. This is the culmination of your efforts of work and personal growth in this period of your life, just one short period of your life. I've had the privilege of watching your transformation, and I see it has been an incredible journey. You have worked together and developed capabilities you didn't always know that you had, maybe in plays, leadership, computer sports, academics, and especially in helping other students thrive at the school. In many ways, this is a pivotal time of your life. Stepping into the unknown, sometimes here at Sharanagati, or sometimes into the wilder world, with a mixture of excitement and uncertainty that is completely ordinary. Embrace this future time. Your life does not have to be mapped out fully yet. As you step out into the wider world, carry your core values, carry your love for bhakti, your love for Srila Prabhupada, and your love for all the devotees here. Success is not just based on money, but also on the positive impact you make on people and your community that you help build. You didn't reach this milestone on your own. Take a moment to thank those who have helped you, teachers, family members, friends, and those who drove you to many early sports practices and games, helped with your dance, and with the organization of festivals. Randi, Ganesham, and Ani, I could not be prouder of the people you have become. Congratulations on your graduation. Step out there, take bold steps, and make your mark.
As you grow older, your perspective of time changes dramatically. And over the decades, it actually becomes exciting to watch the babies and youth and children grow up and blossom in your community. It's actually quite exciting and quite moving. And I'd like to express a lot of appreciation and gratitude to two little kids I knew when they were probably first met them when they were maybe 5 years old, and that's Car and Rada. And they came in back to Sarnagadi at a very pivotal time. The government was shutting our school down. We had a government-funded school, and they were shutting all the funding down. And they just showed up and took the whole thing over. And a great phoenix arose from the ashes. So we're all very much indebted to you for that. And it's also very exciting watching the children grow up. Also for me, it's quite moving. I have 2 grandchildren here. And seeing you blossom into wonderful personalities, very, very unique. And I think it's very important for you all to embrace your uniqueness. We are all freaks, and you want to celebrate your freakiness. You all have very unique qualities. Like one unique quality I'd like to just recall of each of you. Granny's very, very creative person. I remember talking to her when she was maybe 5 years old. She was telling me she had a dream, and in the dream she wanted to get a cat, and her father would not let her get a cat. And she said she was in a store with her dad, and there was these chocolate cats. So she took one of the chocolate cats and snuck it out of the store and took it home, and then inside the chocolate cat was a real cat. And I thought, well, this sounds like a Robert Munch kids book or something. So you're very creative. And Annie's someone who's also very humorous, can make anyone laugh. Right now can make anyone cry probably. And she's extremely determined and focused. She's going to do something. Like during COVID, she just decided she would learn silk ballet on these long silk ropes. They set one up, they have a very high living room ceiling. And she learned how to do these amazing acrobatic tricks. It was just astounding. That's such a wonderful quality. And Ganesham, he's like, a unique thing about Ganesham, he has a quality I think he inherited from his grandfather Delaney, who was a deadpan comic. He's got a very unique style of humor. I remember many years ago, he must have been 5 years old, and Car and Rada were living at the school at the time. I lived 200 yards away from the school. My patio door was open, and I could hear Rada giving some very firm, loud instructions to Ganesham. And the next day I saw Ganesham. I said, Ganesham, was that your mom yelling at you yesterday? And he shook his head. And I said, well, I bet she was trying to tell you to do something you didn't want to do. And he shook his head. And then I said, well, sometimes your moms are probably trying to tell you things that you don't think's right, but it's probably actually right. And he shook his head and went. Ganesham's always a unique source of humor. So as Harlila was saying, talking about the importance of values, and you come from a wonderful school which actually reinforces the importance values and developing character around those values, and that's something very wonderful and valuable. And I encourage you all to really identify your important values and strive for those values. And sometimes you may not be able to invest the time and energy into your important values that you want to do the most, but keep them in your vision and work towards them, and never give that up. And I'm very excited for your future. I'm sure you're also excited. I'm sure also there's some trepidation, which youth your age have experienced since time immemorial at this age. So don't fear it. Just embrace the future and be yourselves and live your values. And I love you guys.
I might start crying. I don't know what to say, honestly. I love these student munchkins so much. Met them when they were very young. How old were they, Rada?
Probably 3, 4, but then on the side.
I can't believe it. Look at them now. All grown up. I was amazed and impressed because we just came back from Taiwan, living in Taiwan for 20 years and teaching kids over there. And I taught in Brazil and Canada, but Taiwan, and then I come and met these two. They impressed me so much. I used to call them my two little geniuses. She's laughing. Brilliant kids, beautiful heart, and I must say beautiful soul. I saw it from the beginning. And I always knew that they'll grow up to be wonderful young people. So I don't have much to say, just like myself, short and sweet. All the best. I love you guys a bunch and a bunch and a bunch, lots of bunches, and wishing you all the best in your future. With Krishna's mercies, you can't go wrong. You have all the blessings and your parents, wonderful people. So you've got fantastic guidance, and the path is there for you. Choose well. Remember, I always say, it's the choices we make in life. And that's why I'm here today. Thank you very much. I love you guys always.
Okay, no. Got a lot of stuff here. Oh, wow. Okay. So, should I go youngest to oldest or oldest to youngest, or we'll mix it up? Okay, Ganesham. He basically owes Ani for all that he's accomplished, because when he was in my class,
Discreetly,
Ani did
like
all
around
the
the
work.
edges, just put 5 on
He
every
sat
table.
beside her and copied everything she did. When he did give original answers that were just his, it was always banana. Everything was about bananas, everything was about monkeys, lots of monkeys and bananas. Last night he phoned me and he wanted to play a little prank on Rungi.
No way.
Yeah, it's shocking. And he said to me, I'm not sure what goes on in the morning program, but I said, well, you'll find out soon, won't you? When he goes on the youth tour, he's going to find out about the morning program. Okay. Ani.
What was the prank?
What's the prank? Oh, I'm sorry. The prank was, well, that's another story too. I'm going to go all over the place with this. So then I get a message from Ani when I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. It says, hey Nandini, I'm not sure if you will be at morning program tomorrow, but if you are, could you possibly get Rungi's chair? It's in the ditch at the temple, and put it on the men's side for them to sit on. It's for a prank for Rungi. If not, all good. Brihat is in on it too. So if you do go and don't want to lug the chair up, you can get him to do it. Brihat had no idea what was going on. So thanks to Damodar, he was the one that dragged it out of the ditch, and the two of us carried it up the driveway and then brought it into the temple room. So, and I'm happy to say that the chair is actually here tonight, Rungi.
Have
You
you
just have
found
to
it?
find him.
We have to find it.
Oh, you gotta find it.
Is it in the lake or something?
Okay, Ani. When I think of Ani, I think of kind. I think of patient. I think of caring, especially when it comes to the younger kids. Patient. I think of quiet. Some people might argue with this, parents and family, but I find her quite quiet. And shy, but always ready for a good prank. And strong, of course. Ani is strong. Okay, and Gurungi. So a few years ago, at Christmas time, we went to a hockey game in Kamloops with the Blazers. And Rungi was there. And I hadn't seen Rungi for a while. I met Rungi when she was little. You know, sweet little girl, and there she is. And well, there was this girl that was at that game who was just, there was a dance contest, and she was just like doing all these moves and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, there is a force to reckon with there. Okay, who is this? So, Rungi, you turned out definitely to be a surprise.
Oh, wow.
Because you are like one of the most devoted people I've seen and met in regards to Krishna consciousness. I mean, you just have taken it to heart, and I think you are definitely an inspiration for many of us. That's the reason why I went to the morning program this morning. Not to get that chair out of the ditch, but to because I knew it meant a lot to you, and so I wanted to be there. Another story about Gurungi is April Fool's Day. We played a prank on her, and we got her to, I told her all these things. I'm like, okay, I need you to go to Langley. I need you to pick up a bunch of paper plates and cups. And she's like, okay, I can do that. I don't have a truck. And I'm like, I don't care, get a truck. And she's like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I'm like, okay, and you got to do this. You got to take care of this lady who's coming. And then we want you to do this. And she's like, okay. And then finally she realized it was an April Fool's joke.
No, I never realized you had to tell me.
Oh, no, okay, thank you. And she was disappointed that it was an April Fool's joke and that she wasn't going to be able to do all that service. So, okay, now I want to do my customary thing is sharing some things that are written in these cards. So the only cards I keep are the cards that the kids make me. So I have quite a pile of cards. And so this is from Nandini. This is from a Nandini. And she did a little acronym of Nandini. And she said, you know, kindness, but it's supposed to be kindness, but she spelt it wrong. Patience, spelt wrong as well. Nice, dear, intelligent is spelt wrong. Encouraging, and I really like the way you teach us. It's so much fun. Here's Ganasham's. He also did an acronym poem, and he wrote Nancy, assertiveness, nice, determination spelt wrong, idealism spelt wrong, neat, and integrity, and best teacher. Then I got some crazy drawing here. I'm not sure what it is.
It's like a bird, like attacking you.
And he wrote, hey Nandini, I really liked the Living on $1 a Day movie. Also, I liked when you let us do imaginary stories instead of a journal. It was also fun when you let us type them out. You have tried so hard to help and support us. Like he was so concerned. I hope we have been good students this year. You're a very good teacher. I'm not. Maida's like, you're talking about yourself. I'm like, no, I'm not talking about myself. Nandini, again, another drawing by Ganasham. Not sure what it is. I think it's me, or him. I don't know if it's him laying on a lounger or me, but. And he wrote, "Thank you for teaching us. Although you still never taught me how to write neatly. Have a nice summer." It's true, I was always arguing with Ganesham about his writing because he would make it like the messiest, smallest writing. So, anyway, there's so many here, but there was, sorry, I don't know how many I've got. There was, sorry. Some of them are quite funny. Well, Ani was always like talking about being like saving them from the kids coming into the classroom, and Gurungi making a comment about putting up with how loud she is. She's loud. She's really loud. She's good, but she's loud. Anyhow, I'm not going to go with the rest of these because we're running out of time, but I just wanted to say, in my closing statements, I just wanted to say, you slayed. And hopefully you don't all ghost us when you go to university. And this festival is a real banger. And I'm sure the feast will be bussin'. The three of you are goated. I wish you all success. No cap. And you guys ate.
Oh my god.
Where did you learn that?
And finally, where's my last one?
Oh.
Too many cards. Congratulations, you graduated. Period.
On his desk when he get bored in school. And then Dini would have to be very patient. Ganesham, sit down, do your school. And Ani was always very good student. In front of us. Now they're all laughing because they know it's something different. But so thank you, Nandini, for all your patience with them. And for Ganesham's writing, well, I was getting on his case about it too until he got a card from his grandpa. And then I was like, you know what? It's fine. Your writing is better than your grandpa's, and you know what? It is what it is, so what can we do? So anyway, there we are. So our next teacher is Katie. If you go on up, where is he? There he is. Oh, he's got a baby sleeping on him. Bring him up, bring the baby. Katie's been probably their elementary teacher for quite a while, but also their Murdanga teacher for quite a while. We owe a lot of the excellent Murdanga skills in the valley from Katie.
Stay. Howdy, Bull. I haven't done something like this in a while. Nervous.
You just make everybody else do it.
And I had to come after Nandini, who is so cool. I'm gonna be super plain Jane boring. Dear Sharanagati family, friends, and well-wishers of our young graduates. Hi. Thank you for gathering today to celebrate and encouraging our three graduates as they take this important step into adulthood. As they enter the wider world, they will enrich our communities with their creativity, energy, and fresh ideas. And they already have. Following custom tradition, I'd like to begin by sharing a few memories of each of our graduates and then offer a few pieces of wisdom which I picked up along the way. Hopefully it lands. The strongest memory I have of Ganesham is, well, I was his teacher a long time ago, is his attention to detail and delight in the little things. One of the biggest challenges as a teacher, at least for myself, is inspiring students to go beyond the minimum. I remember giving Ganesham an assignment to describe a picture or a video or something And every description was wonderfully specific. The blue wasn't just blue, it was sky blue. The green wasn't just green, it was grass green. And the red wasn't just red, it was cherry red. These are specific things I remember, and he was 4 or 5 years old. I remember thinking, wow, how uniquely expressive, observant, and interesting. Ganesha, I encourage you to lean in to this wonderful, quirky, and deeply interesting side of yourself. Share what you notice. Talk about the details. Be willing to be a little goofy. We all love learning about one another. And when someone lets their personality shine through, it brings joy to everyone. My strongest memory of Rungi is much more recent. We were playing a game called Apples to Apples. You remember this. For those who haven't played it, it's a game really about understanding people, predicting what they like, what they value, how they think. It rewards intuition, empathy, sensitivity, and observation. What happened next in the game was one of the most impressive performances I have ever seen in a party game in my life. We had a big group. It's not easy to win this kind of game. And Rungi seemed to know exactly how everyone was going to vote, and again she predicted the correct answer from everyone. Everyone had like one card, and Rungi had literally 9 or 10. She knew what everyone liked, how everyone thought. It's truly impressive. Rungi has an extraordinary ability to understand people. That's what I found out. And that gift can be used in many ways. It can be used to manipulate people, or it can be used to help people. And what makes me so proud is to see what a kind, thoughtful, and compassionate person you become, Rungi. You're a wonderful role model for the younger students and a genuine inspiration to all of us. It is hard to express how proud of you we are, and you've grown into such a thoughtful, caring, and remarkable young woman. For Ani, my strongest memory is also my earliest memory of Ani. Ani was probably kindergarten, grade 1, when I first started teaching at Govardhan Academy. You might remember more. Something happened with another student. I don't remember exactly what, but Ani was fuming. And Ani could really fume. At the time, I was a young teacher, in my early 20s. Very little experience with kids. I don't have younger kid siblings, nothing. Trying my best. I said, Ani, I brought her in, went on my knees, and I said, when you're angry, take a breath. Breathe in, breathe out. You'll feel better. I don't know if you remember this. And she did. She quietly looked down, followed my instructions, and she never got angry ever again. I'm joking, I know. But what I remember from the very beginning was Ani's remarkable ability to listen, learn, and most importantly, apply the good things that she observed into her own life. Ani, you've grown into such a capable and competent person that I have no doubt whatever worthy goal you set your mind to, you will achieve. Which brings me to my first piece of advice. When something needs doing, be the first to grab a shovel. In my experience, this is one of the best ways to distinguish yourself. People notice those who step forward without being asked. They remember those who are willing to help, willing to work, and willing to take responsibility. When important opportunities arise, people naturally turn to those they trust to get things done. That's a very good position to be in. My second piece of advice is more spiritual and maybe even a little controversial. I probably don't need to introduce ideas of self-discovery, finding yourself, identity. These questions are important to people your age, and they've always been. Today, How we identify has become especially important in many people's minds. People love others because of their identity, people reject because of identity, and entire movements are built around the idea. Just remember something that Srila Prabhupada always said. We're not these bodies, we're spirit souls. And a truly wise person sees all living beings as spirit souls, eternal parts and parcels of Krishna. Because Krishna loves us for who we truly are, not because of temporary labels. We have these bodies, and we have them for a short time, and the best thing we can do is make them suitable instruments in Krishna's service. So be a conscious participant in your life, choose habits, relationships, activities that help you move toward your highest purpose towards Krishna. And let go of those things that pull you away from it. So, congratulations, Ganesham, Ani, and Rangi. We are so proud of you, so grateful, and so excited to see the wonderful ways you will serve Krishna and Srila Prabhupada's community. And as I look at three of you today, what brings me the greatest happiness is this. I see three wonderful great-grandchildren of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Sorry. So now I'm going to ask, on behalf of the temple community, and as well as being one person who's done things with these particular young individuals. Damodar, would you like to come up, please? Thank you.
Hare Krishna. It's so difficult to follow such wonderful personalities and such wonderful speeches. So heartwarming. It's such a blessing to have this community come together and bless these graduates. It's so it's so amazing. It's so amazing, and I'm so happy to have my kids here in Sharanagati for this reason. It's showing this wonderful example of this community. Yes. So I just want to thank you, Karan Radha, for organizing this and being there, and everybody also that's helping with this. It's amazing. And before I speak about this, I want to speak about the short time that I had with you. It was wonderful to get to know you more. You're a wonderful trio there. I know when we start talking about the youth starting to do stuff together, we're talking about having Dungeon Dragon games, and it never happened. But I kind of made the character sheets for you guys, just in my speech. So I had Ani as a paladin ninja. So those who don't know Dungeons and Dragons, it's a fantasy game where you make up roles and you kind of play. It's really fun. You kind of have abilities and stuff like that. So Ani as a ninja paladin. The paladin is a warrior that's empowered by a god. We know it's the blue god that's empowering her. And why I say that is because she might be sometimes quiet but very deadly. And she was just ready to assassinate those Mayavad comments there. Not Mayavad comments, but the Mayavad arguments. She was really good in presenting them and counteracting them. I was very impressed by, and also with that pride of like Krishna is God, and that was really amazing to see that. Ghana Shyam as a bard. Yeah, no surprise. A bard is somebody who plays music and also fits in kind of inspires others. Inspires others with what? Clown. Yeah, they're a clown. They're like a joker, huh? A very serious joker. But actually, but I also noticed that throughout his jokes, they're very witty. There's actually deep care. There's deep care in his jokes. And like for his chair, for example, that's right there. I don't know if you noticed there. Beside yeah. And let me explain that prank a little bit. And it kind of shows the character of Ganesha. Is that, you know, Garangi would leave sometimes for a week or so. And so he was kind of saying, oh, look, your chair is missing you. And look at all the mischief your chair is doing and stuff like that. It was actually a way of connecting with her and saying, look, we're missing you while you're gone. So I know behind all those jokes, actually very deep care in there. And, you know, you have permission to care without joking. And I'm sure everybody will give you that permission. But at the same time, yeah, keep going with the jokes. They're really fun. And I had for Garangi a wizard. Yeah, because a wizard controls the terrain in the game and kind of supports characters or creates situations. And so we were going to the reading nights, and you know, we always knew the cookies would just appear, you know. And she was the first one there, always kind of setting up the scene, and the last one there. And you really were a wizard and make things happen. You make things happen. So yeah, thank you all. Thank you all. It was a wonderful time spending your time, and I wish it was longer. And it's maybe we'll do it again in the future. Be nice. And yes, we can always play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And my wife wanted to let you know that the most expert dungeon master is Maya, who's creating situations for all of us that we are getting tangled in, but at least let's work together to get out of the dungeon of this material world together. So, and you know, as a partnership, we take responsibilities in the village, and we just want to make sure that the temple always stays aligned with the school and is always a partner of the school. So it's I guess more symbolic than object, but at the same time it's practical help also that we are offering some scholarships to every participant to be used for Krishna conscious experiences, and also we're contributing towards your bus tour. So this is a practical way that the temple can help.
I gotta get it back.
It's based on the amount of units.
I know.
For the bus tour, because we could
Thank you so much, Damodar. Thank you for your wonderful contribution for the further Krishna consciousness of the youth here.